Hi, everyone. Welcome to episode 3 of our Canva for Marketing webinar series. My name is Bronnie Pop. I'm the Global Brand Marketing Manager here at Canva, and I'm with my colleague, Christina Guo. Christina, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Christina. I'm a Senior Campaign Manager on the brand marketing team, and I'm in charge of strategizing and executing campaigns together with Canva's internal marketing and creative teams, which also includes you, Bronnie.
Hello.
But really excited today to be diving into the heart of our marketing operations to share with you exactly how our team leverages Canva to create impactful campaigns. Something I found out recently in a survey conducted by Harris Poll and commissioned by Canva is that it highlighted that 71% of chief information officers expect to adopt between 30 to 60 new platforms in 2024.
That's a lot of tools.
I know. And, we can't get away from tools and platforms, but here at Canva, I'm proud to say we've actually streamlined our processes using, and you guessed it, Canva.
Canva. Our platform is like a secret sauce that fuels a lot of our internal work and the cool features that we create for our awesome community. We're big believers in the power of Canva because we've just seen how it makes a real difference across all areas of business, from HR to sales, IT, creative, and marketing. So today we're stepping up to the plate and tackling some of the burning questions we've heard about how does Canva itself use Canva for marketing? And we'll cover questions like, how do we handle brand consistency across different teams and projects? And how can Canva help optimize designs for different marketing channels? I'm really keen to get into it, so I'll kick things off by asking you the first question, Christina. Setting up your team for a major go-to-market launch is a super big part of your role. What parts of Canva do you rely on to set up for that? And what's your secret weapon for effectively planning the launch?
I think if we're talking about secret weapons, I think the one that we use to kick off is definitely Canva's whiteboards tool. So we kick off using whiteboards for our brainstorming. So whether we're huddled together or working asynchronously, it's become such a crucial part of ensuring that everyone's voice is heard and ideas are seamlessly organized. So a lot of our teams, as you know, work across different time zones, and whiteboards really helps everyone feel involved. And with Magic Switch, we can also organize all the ideas into a summary doc, which saves me so much time when summarizing all of the brilliant ideas that we come out with.
I love a whiteboard. I think it's one of the greatest tools to kind of get started and get everyone in the same room and on the same page. I think my other thing is probably the recently released work kits that we launched at Canva Create. There's tools and templates and tutorials curated specifically for marketers. There's also articles and video tutorials on best practices. It's an awesome way to get started with Canva if you're adapting to an existing workflow, or you just need to get past that blank page that you start on.
Yeah, 100%. And I'm particularly excited about these kits because they're actually based on our own marketing templates. So, Bronnie, you're being a bit modest. I believe you actually built a lot of these yourself.
Someone designed them, but definitely off a lot of our original documents and presentations that our team uses to get work done. So you know that they're real. They're used by real marketers for sure.
100%. And I mean, I love them because they're part of our everyday lives, but I also can't wait to see how people make it their own. And speaking of teams, let's talk about teamwork, because in today's hybrid work environment, how does Canva help manage the chaos that often comes with collaborations?
The chaos and collaboration. Well, this is super important for us. We have a completely flexible working approach at Canva, which is awesome. And collaboration in a hybrid world can be tricky to navigate sometimes. On any given project, at least one or more team members is remote, working from home, or just working from different countries to us. So there's many ways that I like to keep the team aligned. I think the main one is really using documents to help everyone get on the same page. So we use Canva docs to streamline briefs and approvals, and then I can embed them seamlessly into Canva presentations that we present to a wider group, and vice versa if we need to put it back into a document at a later stage. When I need more space, I can expand a slide to a whiteboard and within the presentation itself. So that way the team can see everything from large timelines to mind maps all in one place when we do our go-to-market meetings. So all of these documents become really great collaborative ways to work together in real time, but also become really important async resources so that people can catch up on the time zone that they're in, or if they just can't make the meeting.
Yeah, 100%. I think it just facilitates that connection and communication between teams so much more. And I love that you can stay in the same platform across multiple applications. So you mentioned using so many different doc types in that go-to-market process. And I love that it sort of ladders into that whole workflow. So say I'm on a presentation and I'm running out of space in a slide. I love that you can just kick whiteboards into that and expand the space. It's such a lifesaver, and it prevents you from having to redo the whole thing in a different application.
Totally. Yeah. And I think Canva is also integrated with a number of existing collaboration tools that we use a lot, like Monday.com and Slack for instant notification and updates. So we use Slack a lot at Canva, and these integrations just mean less context switching. Like I don't even need to leave Slack to reply to a comment in a Canva doc, which I absolutely love. And finally, and this is something that we use a lot, like a lot of our partners benefit from as well, is brand kits. Canva brand kits are just a feature designed to help businesses and individuals maintain a consistent brand identity across all their visual content. And it just keeps everything at everyone's fingertips, eliminating all the time and formatting headaches that come with creating a huge amount of visual communications.
Yeah, and I love that I can now say gone are the days where I'm spending 3 hours making sure that the margins of every slide are the same. Like I love that this is a one-click solution, and I wish this had happened 5-10 years ago. But, better late than never.
For sure.
Yeah. But I think also when we talk about training team members and huge work teams all around the world, I think the process of training new members can be really time consuming, and onboarding often takes you away from doing impactful work because you have to get everyone up to speed. Ronnie, I'm curious how you get your team up to speed and ensure that they're set up for success as well.
I think we're really lucky because Canva is such an intuitive platform, which means a lot of people can hit the ground running and don't need a lot of training, and can sort of start to figure it out and then find a bunch of things or learn a bunch of things about Canva that you haven't even used yourself yet. The first thing I like to do, though, with new team members is share the templates we use the most. So there's hundreds of them, whether it be briefs or project plans or presentations, but the idea is that no one has to reinvent the wheel. And that just means skipping the learning curve and being able to create impactful content right away and be on brand just really from the get-go.
Love that.
Yeah. Okay. I'm kind of keen to get behind the scenes. When, there's a rough idea, how does Canva transform from, maybe a kernel of an idea into a high marketing impact campaign?
Yeah, I think it's an alchemical process. It goes through a lot of iterations. But I think, in my opinion, the real magic of building a successful campaign and strategy lies in Canva's ability to do its creative and collaboration capabilities, and also in its ability to structure that into templates and documents. So, for example, for our upcoming US brand campaign, our strategy starts out with aligning our positioning, our unique selling points, and business objectives. And of course, we consider market research, insights, and opportunities. But I think where it comes in on Canva is that we use Canva Docs templates to build and approve the campaign brief. So on the brief, we can tag our stakeholders in the docs and ask them to mark it up with either comments or suggestions. And it all ensures that we answer all of these questions and consider these capabilities and functions at the very start. Mm-hmm. So once aligned, we also shift to presentations to share with the creative and wider marketing team. So it then prompts us to be really visual and keep everything in the one place. And something else I'm really excited about is that Canva also has over 100 integrations with various apps and platforms, which just makes the whole collaboration process so much easier.
Over 100 is a lot. I think, how do you sift through them? How do you use these to supercharge your marketing efforts?
Yeah, it's a great question. And we use them in all different ways. But Canva's integrated with lots of tools. And we mentioned Monday.com and Slack earlier, but it extends to cloud storage services like Dropbox and Google Drive, all the way to publishing platforms like MailChimp, LinkedIn, and Instagram. And you know that I have a pet peeve for downloading and uploading assets. That whole process just annoys me so much, especially if you have questionable Wi-Fi and lots of assets. It can take forever, right? And it all stacks up. So something I've been using a lot recently is the Google Drive integration in Canva. And what it does is it allows me to plug and play an existing Google Drive account to Canva. So I can upload existing visual assets directly from the drive. And I don't have to, download and zip the whole thing and then re-upload. It's saves me so much headache.
Yeah. Time saving is always needed in this busy environment that we work in. So really? I totally get that. I think the other one for me in the integrations is Monday.com. We mentioned it a bit before, but we use it to project manage all of our campaigns, and it's just so important in the process. And Canva's integration enables us to embed design assets directly into those project boards. And this feature helps us keep track of progress, assign tasks, and just ensure it all comes together at delivery. I think publishing directly to these different platforms off Canva just removes another step that, is a lot of manual labor that we can do without.
Yeah, and it's possible to do now and completely discard it. So I love that for us.
Yeah, for sure.
But actually, speaking of Monday, multi-channel marketing can kind of be a beast too. So many of our marketing boards have hundreds of items in them.
Oh yeah, multi-channel campaigns can be a logistical nightmare. There's so many different formats and dimensions required. It's a lot.
Yeah. And while I know that we all have, HTML5 banner sizes memorized in our brains, this actually relates to the next question, which is, how does Canva help you stay focused on the goals and outcomes of a marketing campaign while keeping everything streamlined?
I think Canva really shines here with its ability to provide specific formats for each platform. You don't have to remember what the YouTube thumbnail size is, and it just makes sure the designs are optimized for every channel. And the real game changer here is Magic Switch tool, because it instantly resizes your designs for multiple platforms. So it allows us to launch comprehensive multi-channel campaigns really easily. It's like an absolute superpower.
So good, especially since time is money in marketing. And how does Canva help you when executing the campaign rollouts? Like when you get to that pointy end of having to, produce all these assets and have it all ready?
I think one of the biggest values, and we've said it a few times today, is like around that efficiency. Like using templates cuts out hours of document creation. Comment sections really streamlines approvals and feedback. And then I think the probably newest sort of suite is that Magic Studio suite of AI tools. It really significantly can reduce time in a lot of processes through campaigns. And I think particularly like one that comes to mind is video production. So for example, the creative team can quickly use prompts to create storyboards, and that makes the overall design turnaround times much quicker and gets us from concept to creation really quickly. It makes a massive difference. And I think I'm still finding new ways to use Canva every day. Like I've worked at Canva for a long time, and especially with Magic Studio, there's always new ways to kind of incorporate it into your work. What do you think are some of the most like underrated Canva features that every marketer should know about?
I think there are so many underrated features. I actually feel like I can't just pick one. So I'll mention a couple. You mentioned work kits earlier, and I truly I'll take another chance to underline it as loving it for a starting point. So I think it really provides this hub of essential tools and templates that are tailored for marketers, especially if you're transitioning to Canva from an existing workflow or even just looking to level up your marketing. I think it starts you with a really solid foundation. And I also agree with you on loving Magic Studio. I think it has so many advanced design capabilities, and it really all comes down to how you use them, like with effectiveness, and use it really smart. So my favorite is translation features, and I'll call that out because it allows you to translate within a design. So I really love that efficiency, and I love that Canva's product features are really tailored with global teams in mind. And that's the way that the workplace is going nowadays.
Absolutely. We do marketing assets all around the globe, and many other brands do as well. I think speaking of though, this is where also our simple voice and video recording functions are really handy for working with global teams. You might need to send a presentation off, but being able to generate that multimedia directly within Canva means it's super helpful to provide context to your document if you're talking to it, or being able to kind of explain what is happening in a presentation that you might send off to different teams around the world, which just makes working in a global workplace a lot easier.
Yeah, I can't name the number of times where it's felt so much more human to have someone actually talk you through a presentation rather than watch a meeting recording or have to, present it multiple times. So I love that about our product in particular. And I would also be remiss to not call out something our performance marketing team are really excited about, which are the ad tech integrations with Google, Meta, and Amazon that we launched earlier in the year. So these integrations really simplify the process of designing and publishing ad content. So not only can you meet industry standards and best practices on the platform itself and not switching, as we mentioned before, you can also use bespoke templates to directly publish to ad platforms from Canva. So again, it just simplifies that workflow. It ensures that you've got high quality ad content that's optimized for every platform. And again, you don't have to download. That's my enemy. And I love that we're defeating it one step at a time.
Yeah, well, I mean, our team was the one who did the launch for the ad tech integrations in April, so they're pretty fresh. And that was a good example of one of our campaigns. Okay, well, we're going so quickly through all of this, but I'm really keen to wrap up with two more questions. Firstly, let's talk about how to use Canva to gather stakeholder feedback and the campaign metrics you use to fine tune your strategy. Gathering stakeholder feedback can really be really challenging. There's always lots of people involved. How do you effectively gather it and use it?
Yeah, it's a great question. And I think there's no one real answer for every team. But I think what really works for us is using several of the key features in Canva docs. So first, we assign roles to ensure that everyone knows their responsibilities. And then we're using docs to create these detailed approval matrices and templates to share back with our team. So the live editing function allows multiple users to feedback simultaneously. And we often do that during meetings when the creative assets are being presented to us. So the changes are all saved in real time and we're making sort of running notes of our thoughts and feedback as we go. And I love that Canva also keeps a history of all the changes made to a design, which is also crucial for tracking, especially if you need to figure out where that piece of feedback came from. We've all been there, I think. But the other piece, I think, as a campaign lead, that's really important for us in a campaign is campaign retros. So we host all of that using our whiteboards templates. And we have a lot that's for brainstorming and gathering ideas. And I love that we have a built-in timer and music to manage our discussions and brainstorming process. And I think it just really helps structure the way that we feedback on campaigns.
I love a retro. I think it's such a great team building activity. I love those. And getting feedback is just, it can be really time consuming. So anything that just makes that more streamlined is an absolute godsend. Okay, lucky last question. So how does Canva give you the upper hand in tracking the success of your marketing materials when you get to that reporting stage?
Yeah, I think there's obviously many different things that we track in a campaign's life cycle. And I find that Canva's analytics tools are really fantastic for making data-driven decisions about our designs. So we can track the brand kit usage, for example, to see how consistently our brand elements are used. We can monitor how our team interacts with shared designs and measure how many times the design has been downloaded or shared. So, if no one's opening my design, I should probably know about that. So I love that analytics can give me that visibility. Yeah. And this data really helps us refine our strategies and optimize our marketing efforts and processes effectively.
Yeah, I think that's all really awesome. Reporting is obviously as crucial as doing the campaign itself. So totally. With a wrap on data, that's all we have time for today. A massive thanks to Christina for joining us and diving into Canva for marketing with her expertise. For everyone who tuned in, we hope you're walking away with some game-changing strategies to supercharge that marketing game of yours.
Yeah, and thank you so much for having me. And we just have one more episode in this Canva for marketing series. And I'm excited because it's going to be a great one. It's going to feature one of our solutions consultants, Madison Tucker. She'll walk you through exactly how you get started on Canva. And spoiler alert, it's a lot easier than you think. She'll share more on the onboarding and setup process. Plus, she'll introduce you to tools that will deliver instant results in efficiency and performance for your marketing team. So I think I need to listen to that one.
Sounds great. And if you have any questions about today's sessions or interested in knowing more about Canva's enterprise offering, just head to canva.com/contact-sales. And one of our sales reps will reach out to you. And don't forget to explore canva.com/solutions to discover our latest features, see how other businesses are harnessing the power of Canva for marketing. We hope to see you again soon. Bye.
Bye.